Today marks 15 days of this bootcamp. If you've made it this far, congrats. I've actually put in a lot of effort and I've spoken about a lot of important things. I've basically brain dumped a lot of value in this bootcamp. So if you're actually serious about it, you will find literally everything you want because I've mentioned everything I know. And there's a lot more to be spoken about. So I haven't shown any filming, any editing yet, which I'm planning to do. So one of the future live streams is actually going to be analyzing your content. So if you have any sort of content you would like me to analyze, tell you what to perform, what to do better, so give you some feedback, or even re-edit for you, so we could compare my edit to yours, then DM me on Discord and I'll use it for the next live stream, which is going to be announced later on, for which day is going to be, maybe day 20 of this bootcamp or so. But yeah, that's the best way for me to show you guys how editing is done, what sort of planning for the edit, the format you should go for, and all of like the other important things. But for today, day 15, we're actually going to be talking about split testing. So split testing, for the most part, it goes under the editing part. So today marks the first time we get into editing. But one thing which most people don't know is split testing can be done through filming. And although it might be one of these advanced ways of split testing, it's worth mentioning because you need a combination of both. So you want to split test using better content, but also through reusing old proven to work concepts or clips. But before we get into all of that, what is split testing? Split testing is analyzing your data for the past week, 2 weeks, month, whatever, and then seeing what performed the best, preferably something that went semi-viral or viral. And that's literally where you, once you hit your first 100k or you hit your first million views, that's where split testing takes into place. And all you do is you take that 100k piece of content, you study it, okay, check whether it was the hook that got it the views, was it the controversy, the format, the concept of the video, the copywriting, what was it which made it get 100k views. You could check even the comments. Once you figure out what made it work, that's where you could split test, which is reuse the same concept or the same clips and then do it better so that you could, get similar results or even better. Pretty much it. So I found this page, and I've actually shown this a very long time ago. On my very first A to Z guide, I've shown the same page because it perfectly explains the whole stitching part plus split testing part. So this guy actually got over 200 million views on one post, and that one post had the same hook which I'm about to show you on one of his viral videos. So we're gonna check some of his videos here. So this is actually the hook. He used this exact same hook to get over 100 million views or 200 million views, can't remember. But that video converted a lot for him. And I'm not sure if this product still performs well to this day. I would assume so, because it's a branded product. But yeah, split testing is you keep on posting, and then whatever works, you keep on using the same reason or the same format, the same concept of what made you initially go viral. Okay? So although it's new content now, he's actually using the same hook every now and then, which went viral in the past, which is this, and then he has exactly the same text and probably the same audio as well. Okay? But here's where split testing gets tricky. So you don't need to actually follow exactly the entire list. So let's see, you had a list of the things which made you go viral. Maybe the hook, the audio, the edit, the way you edited the content, the props. It could be anything, really. So the background, let's see, the text, I don't think I mentioned that. List goes on, but mainly these. So it doesn't need to tick all of the boxes. So you don't need to change all of these for you to split test something, okay? But also the other way around. So you don't need to follow all of these for you to go viral again. So you don't need to copy the same hook, the same audio, the same environment, the same copywriting. You don't need to do all of this. You just need to find what was the main reason, in your opinion, which made this go viral. You could check the comments to help you find out why it went viral. So if a lot of people are commenting about one thing, then you might figure out that it was the controversy which made it go viral. So once you figure out what was the main reason yours went viral, you could use one or two factors, and then the rest can be entirely new, with the purpose of being better. So I would assume that nowadays he's using the same hook and the same text, which were the main reason he went viral, but with better content. So whatever he records afterward here, I would expect this to be way better than before, else there's no reason for him to change the old content with the new one, especially on Instagram. Like, you would go viral anyway. And you could clearly see he's going for new content. So bottom line is, regarding split testing, you keep on posting, winning formats, winning ideas and angles until something sticks, something gets views, and that's where you start doubling down on it, trying to create a new edit every now and then. So every day you would create a new edit of the original viral video, but with one thing which is different. So let's say I had posted, so let's say this was our previous month worth of post. Let's check what was the highest number of views. So here, 100k. We need something over 200k, so 270k. Okay, this is interesting. This is like a new way of editing or like marketing. So we can see he's using, I think it's like a face over the hook. And this looks very original. It doesn't look salesy at all. It looks like he's just reacting to the way they're mistreating the luggage. So what's happening here is he does this and then he shows the product. Okay, this looks really good. It doesn't look salesy at all. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna use this piece of content as our benchmark. So this is gonna be our standard for the next week. We're gonna have to recreate the same hook, okay? Whether we reuse the exact same hook or we create a new one for either the same sort of clips, but we're saying different things, or vice versa. So we change the clips in the background, but then we say the same things. And then we follow it up with something similar. So here, we gotta do something similar here, because this clearly worked and it was the best one out of the last month. So this was posted in May. Oof, that's a long time ago. Okay. Yeah, we can clearly see that they're losing momentum recently, but we're gonna just base off this example as if they're posting constantly and this was the highest performing video. You're gonna have to test different versions of this video. So whether it was different song in the background, different clips in the background, or just different clip of you talking in the hook, and then following it up with a different product reveal where you could, show it in a more pleasant way, maybe with Christmas lights, since we're, approaching Q4. So now that you know what split testing is, and honestly, the best way I could explain it is literally with that hook I showed you earlier, this one. Once you understand this, you could just focus on going viral, and from that moment, you could start going through this process, which I'll share now. So We go viral with this. Next post is gonna have the same hook. We're gonna change the audio. So actually here, I'm gonna show the things which you could change to create a completely new video. So we're split testing a viral video which went and brought us, for example, 5 million views, but now we're aiming for 10 million views. Okay, so we're gonna get that same video. Look at the hook, look at the audio, look at the text, the props. Props are important, or I'm gonna put it with the background. What else? The hand movements. Did I forget something here? The controversy. So we're gonna look through all of these points and decide what are we gonna test differently next time. Because there's no point, especially when things are not working. There's few scenarios, or oftentimes you would see people, they would repost exactly the same thing. It would work for Instagram, but for the other platforms, you're gonna get shadow banned, no question asked. For that reason, you need to do this, where you create technically an original video once again, but it is using the exact same pillars or elements which made the original one go viral. So this way, you could always go viral. But one thing I want to say is you don't necessarily to have to change something. Okay, you don't have to change the hook. You don't have to change the audio, the text, anything for you to split test. That's just one of the like one side of it. So we had 5 million views. I have two options. Either I do it through the editing part, which is changing the hook, for example, and then keeping the rest the same, or changing the audio and the text and then keeping the rest the same. Okay, so this is technically from the editing part. The other side of split testing is actually filming. So in this angle, I would actually follow exactly the same format, the same equation. So I would copy the same hook, same audio, same text, same props, and background, same everything, but then I would create a new video following these same things. So in other words, I would go and film it right now, but I would have the aim of performing every single movement in a better way, or having a better lighting, better background, better props, better controversy. And that's how it works. Okay, you're just aiming to improve previous prototypes of your video, but also trying to understand the underlying reason why you went viral in the first place. So that's pretty much what split testing is for the most part. Now the only thing I want to do is show you more examples. So let's check this guy's content. What went viral in the past month? 270k. Okay, let's check this content. I think I've seen this actually. It's like a minute long video, and you might think that this is actually one of the regular hooks, which they just stitch and then they show the product. That's exactly what I thought. But turns out it's a minute long video of just shopping. So I think he posted this purely to get the followers that he currently has. I'm gonna assume that he has a small page or like a recent page. He started posting in May. Yeah, so he probably just posted this to go viral, get the algorithm rolling, and get more followers. But the crazy part is, although it was non-product related, he could actually use it to promote his product. So now through the split testing method, he could take this same hook, literally the same hook, and keep even the text. I would keep the text. Here's exactly what I would do. So we're gonna go through this clip, right after this clip where she's packing the snacks. How long is it? Okay, we don't want to surpass 10 seconds. So maybe 9 at max, maybe 10 seconds max. Next clip would be me picking the Legos from a shelf from a random supermarket. And then I transition it to building the product and then showing the final product. That's exactly what I would do, because now you have a proven concept of what worked. So I'm assuming what worked here is the fact that it's not a salesy video, very original video, and it sparks an emotion. So it's a date night, which is exciting. People want to see what's gonna happen. Go to go to Target with your partner and build each other a color board basket. So very clear call to action, and it's misleading, so there's controversy to it. But obviously there's no product, which is a problem. Yeah, and then there's a timer, which makes it even more challenging. So yeah, obviously people want to see what's gonna happen next, which is why this went viral. I would literally just reuse this same hook, same concept to promote the product. This is another proven concept. There's more stitching though, so they're literally just reusing other people's content. Yeah, so it took them 6 seconds to show the product. Let me try to find a good product. Okay, this is the same product but a different creator. Let's take a look. Okay, looks like they're having a hard time to go viral. This really tells me enough. So I would literally do what I just said. Reuse that same format from the other guy and use it as a stitch video for the hook. And that way, you're just gonna have an upper hand of your competitors. So hopefully you have a good idea of what split testing is. It could be done through filming or editing, and it's generally just taking your video, which is let's say 12 seconds long, you have 3-second hook, and then 9-second video. You either switch the hook to another hook, or you change this part by filming a new but better content. What else? You change the text, you change the audio. These are options, okay? You don't have to do all of them. So you either change the filming, so different content, change the text, the audio, or the hook, and then see how it would perform. So through this method, you could literally turn one viral video to 10 other viral videos by just keep on testing different variables of your original video, and then this way you're gonna go viral even more. That's how I went from 10 million views to 250 million views on Instagram. Trust me, this is literally the best way to keep on going viral. So I'm gonna have to make a separate video for doing an in-depth, like in the field editing, okay? But I need the content, that's the problem. I need some sort of content which I could edit and guide you guys through. So if you have some content which you would like me to edit for you or give you some feedback on, DM me on Instagram or Discord, and probably on day 20 we're gonna do it. So yeah, thanks for watching. This was a really important day. So hopefully you guys took some knowledge from it and can apply it to your next viral video. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you on day 16. Peace out, boys.